Altered scales, not altered scales. No, it's too much. First time I ever heard the term altered scale, it just immediately, I think the name itself just put a massive barrier between me and it. I thought, do you know what, I've got enough problems with my major scales and my minor scales and my harmonic minors, and you know, altered scales, why? It's just, the name itself is just really, really scary. And when you have a look through YouTube and other places, the way that people describe altered scales is really, it's accurate, but it's so complex, it's just so hard to take on board. And in this video, I'm going to explain to you altered scales in a way that you will completely and totally understand straight away. It's going to take me about a minute and a half to explain it to you. You're going to totally get it. You'll never be confused about altered scales again. And I'm going to show you where and how to use them completely. So in this video, you get a complete explanation about altered scales and how they work and why you would want them and how to use them. And you get this PDF, which I've gone to the trouble of drawing up, which explains everything that we're going to go through. This is all free of charge, by the way, and you can download the PDF. And I'm going to take you through it. This video is for alto and tenor saxophone. I'm going to demonstrate on the tenor first, and what I'll do is I'll put a time code at the bottom, so alto players, you just skip to where it says later on the video, and I'll do exactly the same thing on alto saxophone so that you can follow it. I'm going to put the numbers, the letters at the bottom of the screen so you can see exactly what I'm doing, a full explanation. And if you've got any questions or you're not sure about anything, you can just drop me a line at lyndon@saxmadesimple.com and I'll try and help you out as best I can. Would it be possible to ask you to do me a favour for the health of this channel, which is just to subscribe? If you like this kind of free content and you want to help me keep this channel really, really healthy and get it in front of other people, then subscribing is the way to go. It doesn't cost you anything and it really helps the algorithm, which quite frankly I don't understand. What I do understand is that Nigel McGill has about 150,000 subscribers, and at the moment I've got about 9,000, and I need to chase Nigel and shake everything up, right? So my belief is that things should be explained as simply as possible so that everybody can get it. And if you like that kind of approach, then please do subscribe. Right, let's have a look at the PDF. So what it says is understanding the altered scale: what, why, where, and when. What is the altered scale? So the simplest way to think about an altered scale is it is exactly the same as a major scale, but with one note different, and that note is the root. So the easiest way to understand it is to take the example of C sharp altered. C sharp altered. You're never going to be able to work that out, right? Wrong. It's so easy. All you have to do to work out an altered scale, if it's C sharp, you just have to think, or whatever note it is, what is a semitone below that? So what's a semitone below C sharp? It's C, and that's the major scale from where it comes, because as it says on the PDF, C sharp altered contains the same notes as C major but starts on a C sharp. So you're just sharpening the root of the major scale. This makes it really easy to understand. So C sharp altered would be exactly the same notes as C major, except the root has been changed. So you get C sharp, D, E, F, G, A, B, and C sharp. And you can do that with any altered scale. It's exactly the same as a major scale, but the root has changed. So if it was F sharp altered, all I would do is I would go to F sharp and I'd think, what is a semitone below F sharp? And that would be F. And so the notes would be, instead of F, G, A, B flat, C, D, E, F, which would be F major, it's F sharp, G, A, B flat, C, D, E, and F sharp, and that would give me F sharp altered. Whatever key I'm in, whatever key the altered scale is in, you just go a semitone below that and you've got the major scale, and you just swap over your sharpened note for the root. That's all it is. There are other ways to explain the altered scale, and most other people, most other tutors that you go to will explain it as the seventh mode of a melodic minor, and that's what it says on this PDF, just to sort of cover myself. Another common way to describe it is as a mode of the melodic minor scale, specifically the seventh mode. But I much prefer this way of thinking about it because it's so much easier. Otherwise, you've got to know what a melodic minor is, then you've got to be able to play it from its seventh mode, which is not straightforward. This is much more straightforward. So that is an explanation of the altered scale. Again, if you've got any questions, put them in the description or send me an email. So why do we use, the PDF says, why do we use the altered scale? The altered scale is very powerful because it creates a massive amount of tension, and music is all about tension and resolution. Most of the notes are outside of the home key, giving your solos a more sophisticated and jazzy sound compared to a basic dominant seventh. So where we can use an altered scale is over, there's lots of other situations, but the most common usage is over a dominant seventh chord like D7 or C sharp 7 or C7 or anything 7, F7. You could use an altered scale over that, whereas the mixolydian, the ordinary kind of dominant seventh scale or chord, will sound nice, but a bit too nice maybe. The altered scale sounds really kind of scary and dangerous, so it's really adding spice. Then on the next page of the PDF it says, where can you use it? Well, I've just been talking about that. The altered scale fits over any kind of dominant seventh chord. For instance, if you see C sharp 7, you could play the C sharp altered scale. Dominant seventh chords often turn up in a 2-5-1 progression. So for example, in a 2-5-1 progression in E major, you would have F sharp minor 7, B7 and E major. Now if you're not 100% sure about what a 2-5-1 is, then go to my website saxmadesimple.com. On the front page there's a search box, you type in 2-5-1s there and you'll get one of my tutorials, a free tutorial that comes up and explains really simply and really thoroughly what a major 2-5-1 is. So going back to the PDF, you've got the 2-5-1 written out there, F sharp minor, B7 and E major. Over the B7 you could use the B altered scale. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to think, okay, what is a semitone lower than B? And the answer would be B flat. Right, so I'm going to use the notes of B flat major, but instead of using the B flat, I'm going to substitute that for a B. And using the same notes on the PDF as the B flat major, starting on B. So you're going to have B, C, D, E flat, F, G, A and B. So I've got here, now this part is for tenor. So alto players, I'm going to put you a time code at the bottom. So this part is for tenor, and what I've got is I've got my fabulous app, which is Session Band, and I'm using Session Band Jazz 1, and we're on a slow swing 4 feel, and I've set up a 2-5-1 in the key of E so that I can use my B altered scale, which is a nice kind of friendly scale because it's just like the notes of B flat major but starting on a B. So what I'm going to do is the first time I'm going to play through this 2-5-1 just using a regular B7. I'm just going to run the scales up and down, and the second time I'm going to play the altered scale and have a listen to the difference. So I'm going to take the altered scale round a few more times. So over the F sharp minor, I'm just going to play the first 5 notes of the scale, and then over the B7 I'm going to run the altered scale, and then I'm going to resolve it, or try and resolve it nicely, to the E major. Have a listen. Isn't it nice? Really, really, really lovely. So it just sounds so out. It sounds dangerous and out and very cool. And the reason for that is none of the notes are really part of the E major family of notes. And so you get lots and lots of tension, but you do need to resolve it when you hit E major, those two bars. You need to not play the altered scale through the E major. So does that make sense? It sounds so nice and so jazzy. It's just lovely. Right, I do hope you found that useful. There's lots of free content on my website, saxmadesimple.com. There's some fantastic paid tutorials there which I'm building up. I'd love to get your feedback about what we're doing here on the YouTube channel. I'd love to get your feedback about saxmadesimple.com. Your thoughts really, really matter to me. I really hope that that's helped. Can you please put it in the comments below if that's helped you understand altered scales better than what you did before? If you think this explanation is a good one, that would be really, really good to know. Okay, right, well, I better go. I've got lots to do. I've got some more live clients to see today. Then I need to edit this video and get it out on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Okay, so here it is for alto saxophone, and what I've got is I've got my marvellous app which is Session Band Jazz 1. I've got it on a slow swing feel, and I've set up a 251 in the key of E so that I can use my B altered scale. What I'm going to do the first time is I'm just going to play F sharp minor, the first 5 notes, then I'm going to play B7 like a mixolydian, and then I'm going to play the E major. And then the second time I'm going to put the altered scale in the B7 section, which is this bit here. So let's have a listen and see what that sounds like. Sounds really edgy, doesn't it? It sounds really tense and kind of interesting and dangerous. Now I'm just going to throw that whole thing around and listen to how gorgeous. So when I say throw it around, I'm going to keep the F sharp reasonably simple, just going up and down the scale of the chord tones. The B7, I'm going to put the altered scale in, and again just run up and down the scale, but maybe play some simple phrases in it, and then resolve to the E major just using E major notes. So have a listen. Sounds so cool, because most of the notes are not part of the E major scale family, and so you get all of this incredible tension, and the more tension that you have, the more resolution you have when you hit the E. But you do need to resolve it when you hit E major, those 2 bars. You need to not play the altered scale through the E major. So does that make sense? It sounds so nice and so jazzy. It's just lovely. Right, I do hope you found that useful. There's lots of free content on my website, saxmadesimple.com. There's some fantastic paid tutorials there which I'm building up. I'd love to get your feedback about what we're doing here on the YouTube channel. I'd love to get your feedback about saxmadesimple.com. Your thoughts really, really matter to me. I really hope that that's helped. Can you please put it in the comments below if that's helped you understand altered scales better than what you did before? If you think this explanation is a good one, that would be really, really good to know. Okay, right, well, I better go. I've got lots to do. I've got some more live clients to see today. Then I need to edit this video and get it out on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.